we going to be talking about today? Well, it's very clear. We're going to be talking about different face shapes and how to draw them. You know, So unfortunately, the human anatomy, you guys, let's talk about it. It's rough, okay? We have 6 different shapes. If you guys want to learn how to make people look like different shapes, well, keep watching then. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yes, I know, the thing on my head. I just washed my hair. I'm going to be going out of town in a couple of days and I'm scrambling last minute to get everything done. But you know what, that's okay because my life's a mess and so is yours probably. But you know what, we're a mess together. So here we are finishing up the sketch of the round face. Now, a fun fact and tip from me is I start off all of my head designs with the actual shape that I'm going for. That way I can keep the anatomy of the head very proportionate to a rounder face. But even then, the planes of the face, here on the blue, you can see that yes, they're supposed to be triangles, but I rounded off those corners to match the round design of the round face. I've made the eyes a lot bigger, the forehead is smaller, and I kept the nose very round and a little bit smaller. The space between the eyebrow and the nose needs to be bigger than the space between the mouth and the nose. So that is the round face. Features are very round, and let's move on. So the oval face, it's no mystery. As you see, I start off with the very oval shape, and then I start making the general shapes of the human anatomy. This is why I choose to draw the shape before I draw the head. It's going to be very similar to the round shape, but I'm going to elongate everything. So from the eyes to the chin is going to be a lot wider and longer. From the eyes to the forehead is going to be, of course, bigger because in the end, you're going to keep very round shapes. This is kind of the initial features to the oval. So you want to keep everything very rounded, very soft, just like the round face, except you want to elongate everything. I like to incorporate the designs into the character. Here again, we're showing you that the forehead is larger, even the side planes of the head, the green parts are a little bit elongated. From the top of the ears to the chin, the blue part, that is also elongated, and it keeps rounded at the ends. So this is the oval shape. Let's move on. If you don't mind, why don't you walk your little mouse down there, hit that subscribe button for more helpful drawing tips from me, and hit the like button if you do learn something educational today. Anyways, I'm done interrupting and let's get back to it. Are you still here? I said get to it. So here we are working on the heart shape. I did start off with a heart, and you can kind of see that shape here within the face. I kept it very wide at the top and I made it come down to a point. So with the heart, you're incorporating not only round designs, but you're gonna also incorporate some angles. When you are making characters with different face shapes, you want to really bring that into the life and the style of the entire character. So here you'll see I gave her some angled earrings to kind of offset some of the roundness of the ears and the nose, but I also kept her shoulders a little more rounded. As you see with her head and the hairline, I actually made sure to keep that heart shape going, so it's almost like heart-shaped face people have widow peaks, and to kind of bring her face in to look a little bit more natural, I gave her some sideburns. So here we are again. The green parts, which is the side of the planes, are a little bit wider, and you see that the blue parts are a little more narrow than the others. In terms of the general geometric of the human anatomy, you want to keep the ears around the eyes and the end around the nose. I like to keep mine a little lower. It's a stylistic choice, but let's move on. Now on to the square shape. See, we've all played Minecraft. Now imagine bringing a Minecraft character to life. Of course, you saw I started off with a beautiful square, and then I kind of drew the human anatomy around the square. You want to make it look like a human head, but you also want to keep that broad, squarish shape. So here I wanted to incorporate a lot more angled in the design. So when you're doing something like square, you want to keep everything consistently angled. So I made her earrings very pointy. Her ears are a little bit more boxy. Her head looks like a box. I kept her shoulders a little more pointed just to kind of carry out that design of being a more squared off character. And that's kind of it. I gave her a cute little polka dot dress to be fun, but here in the anatomy you can really see the blue parts, the triangles are very pointed and they look like triangles. I also kept the planes of the head, the green parts, a little bit wider and more square as well. And then the rest is kind of the same.
Now, if you're new here, I'm waiting for you to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button too. It's right down below. It's 2 clicks. I'll be patient. I have my matcha latte.
Now moving on to the triangle shape. I'm starting off with the triangle, of course, and I'm actually pulling her jaw off straight from the triangle and connecting it to the top. I tried to make all these characters designed in a way that accentuates the features of their head shape. So for her eyes and her eyebrows, I made her eye sockets come in at a sharper angle. I made her nose a lot smaller to accommodate how narrow the bottom of her face is. I also gave her fairly thin lips because I thought that looked a little bit better for her head shape. I'm keeping her very angled in design. She's kind of very business professional, I would say. But even with the top of her head, when I add the hair, you'll see I kept the head shape very triangular. Even though she's not a triangle, I want to keep the design of her very angled. Again, square and triangle, you want to add angles, and here you see almost everything is the shape of a triangle, from the side of the head planes to the blue parts of the face. Once again, the face is not a flat pancake, guys. They have planes, so you need to make sure you accommodate the planes to each face shape. So that is the triangle face shape. I was playing around with some dark colors. Okay, now on to the diamond shape. Now this shape is going to be, of course, very similar to the properties of the heart shape, which is kind of why people don't tend to explain all of them, because you kind of only need to know 3, which is mixing angles with roundness, all angles, or all round. And when you're designing these characters, again, you want to take in consideration the shape of their face to the rest of their body. I made her head a like squoval, so it's almost angled on the head, but not quite. And then for her shoulders, I made them a lot more defined, a little bit more chiseled, because again, she is a diamond shaped character. Here you'll see from the ears to the chin, that blue plane is a lot longer, and the green parts, the back of the head plane, is also a lot more long as well, but rounded. So that is kind of basis of these 6 different shapes.
Just in, breaking news on human anatomy. Human anatomy has been finding us, artists, for quite a long time. But here I am to break down the human anatomy.
So now to touch further basis on what I mean with the planes. Here I'm starting off with a nice circle, and you're going to see that I'm going to divide it into thirds. The top line is where the brows would be, the middle line is where the nose would start, and the bottom line is about where the lips would be. You want to make sure, here you're seeing I'm putting those side circles, which is in terms the back of the head, because again, the face is not flat, so when you're looking at the head straight on, you'll notice that the head kind of comes behind the ears, which I'll draw the ears in a little bit later. But here you're seeing that I'm not even using really any lines. I'm using only circles and triangles to make up this entire face.
So the red parts, those are those side planes. I made where you would see if you were casting a shadow, those green triangles are typically where you'll see some contour, or if you're doing like a bottom lit, those would be lit more than the upper cheeks. And then here I'm making the ears, and you can see that red part comes behind that plane. But these are all of my characters. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!
Hello everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, you might be wondering, excuse me. Anyways, my squeaky chair interrupting us. But, so